In the Tales from the Pizzaplex epilogues, there's a character named Kelly, who I've noticed has a few things about her that make her kinda suspicious. In this video, I'm going to be going over all the suspicious stuff about her, and I'll talk about just who or what she actually is. This will probably be a relatively short video, but I just want to talk about this a little bit before my Pizzaplex era timeline video. So, without further ado, let's begin.
Make me a hero, someone to turn to and rely on their will to win. Make me a hero who puts up a fight both day and night. Whoa.
The thing that really made me start to question Kelly comes from the fourth Tales from the Pizzaplex epilogue. By the fourth epilogue, 2 of the teenagers have died, and there are 6 left, including Kelly. The perspective switches between the characters quite a bit throughout the epilogues, and we get the perspectives of Lucia, Jace, Joel, Adrian, and Wade. There is only one character whose perspective we don't see, Kelly. We don't see Jace's perspective in the 4th epilogue, but we see it in the 3rd. But as for Kelly, we don't see her perspective ever, and she's already weird. Why would we have gotten the perspectives of all the protagonists except Kelly? Why would we have gotten the perspectives of all the protagonists except Kelly unless she isn't actually a protagonist but is an antagonist? However, in order to make this video, I needed all the information, so I reread epilogues 2, 3, and 4, and I found that there's actually a lot of stuff about Kelly that is very suspicious. I'm sure we've all seen those memes of quiet kids, how they're usually pretty quiet and mysterious, but then at home they're like murderers with 56 guns, 312 knives, 5 bows, and 429 arrows. But obviously that's not evidence in it itself, but the fact that Kelly is a quiet kid does make her other actions very suspicious. At first, she seems really shy. She doesn't talk to anyone except Hope and Nick. But when Joel mentions the Pizzaplex, she immediately speaks up. She's one of the supporters of the idea of going there. This is strange on its own that she's suddenly vocal, but the fact that she's vocal specifically about the Pizzaplex is very interesting. She's interested in location, and when they get there, she believes that it's going to be a fun adventure, being one to support the idea of going inside the pizza place. Why is she so interested in the FNaF 6 location? Kelly was actually the one to point out the pizza place in the first place. If it weren't for Kelly, the others most likely wouldn't have considered going in, because Joel wouldn't have, because he didn't even realize that there was a way down to the entrance. When that didn't work out, that's when they decided to try to find another way in, and Wade finds one. It's all because of Kelly that they actually ended up going inside. She claimed that inside the pizza place would be a fun, mysterious adventure. So, isn't that kind of weird? Like, why would she really be interested in the FNaF 6 location, and why would she be so adamant about going inside? When they first find the bodies in the pizza place, Kelly is the one to scream, loud, alerting the endoskeleton to their location for sure, and soon after, the footsteps headed towards the dining room, where the scream came from. However, just after that, Kelly doesn't have a reaction to anything, including the footsteps themselves. It's almost as if she did it on purpose to lure the endoskeleton over there. In fact, when they all make the plan, Kelly agrees with Adrian that they should just ignore the footsteps and not dwell on it, because dwelling on it would make it worse. Obviously that's bull, and while Adrian is stupid for suggesting it, Kelly's suspicious for agreeing with it and even trying to give a reason for it. And right after this, the group decides to split up into 4 groups of 2. Hope is Kelly's best friend, so you would expect Kelly to pick Hope to be her partner, but instead she picks Lucia to be her partner. This is interesting because Kelly and Lucia weren't really friends at all, and sure, you could say that Kelly just wanted to get to know her, but this is not the time to, so it's suspicious that Kelly didn't pick Hope to be her partner, and then Hope and her partner end up being the 2 people to die. Even more suspiciously, when Hope, Kelly's best friend, brutally dies, Kelly doesn't have any reaction. Lucia assumes that she's just dissociating, but whenever someone literally has any guess in these books, it's always wrong. And with everything else weird about Kelly, the fact that she doesn't react to her best friend's death is really suspicious. And finally, there's Joel. Joel isn't a villain, but he's honestly a pretty psychotic dude. He doesn't care about everyone else dying, but he does think that Kelly is pretty. In fact, basically everyone does, which is also pretty interesting. But Joel pays attention to her when she speaks, being genuinely surprised with the way that she's speaking. Not only is she speaking more than usual, she's also not speaking with her usual soft and breathy voice, but with a strong, smooth, and confident one. All this makes it seem almost like she's a completely different person than she was before. So what if she is? But who or what is she? Some have said that it's possible Kelly is the real Kelly, but that she's possessed by Glitchtrap, but is that possible? Well, it's unlikely. In previous videos, I've talked about how someone brought Freddy down to the pizza place to dig down to something, almost definitely being Afton's body, as there isn't really anything else that anyone would need to get down to. The hole is not yet present in the Tales epilogues, meaning Glitch Trap most likely doesn't exist yet, because Glitch Trap was made from circuit boards that came from Afton's body. So then what is Kelly if not Glitch Trap? My idea about Patient 46 being Elizabeth and a Charlie Bot body can no longer be true as
Spoilers for the Bobby Dot's conclusion. Skip ahead 10 seconds to not get spoiled.
Gregory has been confirmed to be Patient 46, but just because Elizabeth as a Charlie Bot isn't Patient 46 doesn't mean that Elizabeth isn't going to be a villain going forward. Well, yes, without her being Patient 46, the evidence has faltered a little bit. FNaF 6 didn't work though, and Elizabeth's spirit is still almost definitely around, so she has to be somewhere. It's very likely that she is one of the characters present in the sticky note room, and that she may have killed the Fazbear CEO and replaced him. She's also likely possessing Vanessa, as I talked about in a video before, though some parts of that theory would have to be altered slightly due to the Patient 46 thing. But going back to Kelly, there are a few things that connect her to Elizabeth. After learning about the Mimic Endo and all the stuff with Hope and Nick dying, Kelly suggests that she, Jace, Adrian, and Lucia take a break and get a grip. She decides to ask everyone what their favorite colors are, and interestingly enough, their favorite colors connect back to the Afton family. Jace's favorite color is yellow, which is the color of Fredbear and Golden Freddy, two characters heavily associated with the bite victim. Jace is also a short, sensitive, scaredy cat, and he likes to draw, which also connects to the bite victim. The drawing connects back to the missing kids in the fourth closet, and the survival logbook suggests that the bite victim is friends with the missing kids. Adrian's favorite color is blue, the color of Ballora, who is connected to Mrs. Afton. This isn't to say that Adrian is meant to parallel Mrs. Afton or anything, but he just represents her in one aspect, which seems to suggest that these characters are meant to establish a connection. Probably the most egregious example is Lucia, the main protagonist of the epilogues, like Michael is the main protagonist of the games, and it just so happens that Lucia's favorite color is purple, and specifically because it is the color of a deep bruise. This connects back to Step Closer, where a character connected to Foxy Bro has his hand turn purple, connecting him to Michael Afton, and also possibly suggesting bruising is part of the reason Mike turns purple. Not the only reason, obviously, but part of it. The other two characters also die in this epilogue, so they likely aren't meant to establish a connection, and there's the Mimic, who is William Afton, so 4 of the 5 characters still around at the end of the 4th epilogue connect to the Afton family, meaning the 5th character probably does too. That 5th character is of course Kelly, and it just so happens that her favorite color is green, the color of Elizabeth Afton's eyes. The eyes that were in fact the way that we were able to connect Elizabeth to Baby. This next thing is also not a strong piece of evidence, it's just something I wanted to bring up because I think it probably means something, but I don't exactly know what. It doesn't actually really connect to the rest of the theory, but it's something I want to bring up. The second epilogue actually begins at a carnival, which could connect to the circus theme surrounding Baby or whatever, but at this carnival there's a lot of screaming and stuff, but it's all screams of joy, except for one scream that sticks out to Lucia. It's brought up twice and never again, and it just seems like one of those details that ends up meaning something in the long run. I don't know if it means anything, but I felt like I should mention it, so yeah. When Kelly is first introduced at the carnival, she is said to be trying to be invisible, which could connect back to Elizabeth or Eleanor as they often disguise themselves. Kelly very much seems to be evil, and she is really interested in William and the FNaF 6 building, and Elizabeth's entire motivation is to make William proud, so it's very possible that, as Kelly, she's making her way into the location in order to get Freddy down there to William and help bring him back. She even knows her way around the pizzeria. When they first get into the pizza place, once she realizes they're in a storage room, she somehow recognizes that outside this room is a hallway leading to the main dining room, and sure enough, that's exactly the layout. How did she know her way around the pizza place unless she's been here before? Possibly during the events of FNaF 6. I don't think we have enough information on Kelly yet to come up with a definitive conclusion, but maybe we'll get more info on her in the future. Maybe the identity, a hint to her identity, or more suspicious stuff in the 5th Tales epilogue. The epilogue is actually being leaked about a week from the day this video goes out, but I'm not going to be looking at those leaks unless I hear about something really interesting regarding Kelly, so maybe this theory will be completely discredited or completely confirmed soon enough. I don't know, but I felt like talking about this in a video was a good idea. I don't know if Kelly's going to be Elizabeth or Eleanor or somehow both or someone else, but I think that she is definitely going to amount to something in the future. So with all that being said, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, then make sure to leave a like and subscribe and let me know in the comments who you think Kelly is. But I'll end the video there, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye guys!